This show is just way, way too crazy. It's just insane. What's going on out there, YouTube? It's STL0320 representing Javis. I feel like I'm gonna make a montage of the openings of every single one of my reviews, because I feel like every single time I say this, but I say it in a totally different way, because every single episode finds a way of trumping what happened the last episode and making it crazy and insane and unpredictable in a completely different way. And that's all on the writing, because there's a moment in this episode, legit, when Robot Man is with the little black boy who's got a robot suit. And they are literally breakdancing, battling, while Negative Man and character named Morris Wilson, who is dressed in drag, and Negative Man is legit singing. And I was like, what is happening right now? Like, legit, I kind of was just like, I don't know if I can process this, because I was legit falling asleep. I was like so tired. Like right now it's even like close to 12:30, but at that moment I woke up. I woke all the way up. So this episode surrounds an interesting DC character that I didn't know about, Danny the Street, as well as the guy that's trying to get after him, which is his name is Darren Jones. Darren Jones is a part of this organization called the Nowhere, or the Bureau of what is the name of the Bureau of I forget the name of the Bureau. I think it's No Mercy. But either way, you know, Darren Jones wasn't the epicenter of this episode. Really, it was about Morris Wilson, his discovery, and just, I guess, reunification, being in connection with Danny and finding himself, regardless of being drag or a soldier, like he felt more comfortable and alive being on the run with this legit live sentient street that's moving around throughout the earth, which is just insanity. Which I'm glad they didn't focus on Darren Jones in that aspect, because I think it's more of a compelling aspect of having, you know, Morris Wilson and his engagement with Negative Man and his engagement with Danny that made the episode more thrilling in terms of like story and process and drama. So it was just the musical number was actually really good, and I was just like, what is going on? I mean, again, like, I love Broadways, I love musicals, so, you know what I'm saying, like Rent is one of my favorite musicals. So I mean, I just was just thrown back that this is legit happening in this show. It's just threw me all the way off. Simultaneously, while this is happening, you know, Cliff is kind of, like I said, out there with the little black boy, and he's over there with Rita because Jane has manifested another, I think, 64th, and I think Rita said this is one of the worst because she's got this obsession with this guy named Doug. This manifestation's name is Karen. And Karen is just like this love-struck, I guess, obsessive psycho. Like, she doesn't try to kill anybody necessarily, which I thought that kind of was like alluded to in the preview, but I'm glad, you know, it was a little bit less predictable, because the end of what happened with her, I think that Jane had kind of alluded to like this place where it was the negative zone or the bottom zone, something like that, where it was like she just wasn't in existence at the time. And I think that they're going to really explore that when it comes to Niles. That might be the way of getting back to Niles, is getting down there. Because it was alluded to in the tapes that they, of course, one part of her, you know, personality is destroyed. But it was kind of just like, when you start to find out, like, she's sitting there mind controlling everybody out of Inception, I was really pleasantly surprised at, like, how they resolved that situation. But again, like, Vic is worried that he's going to eventually kill the whole team because of what Jane's prophecy painting was. And it might not be too far from the truth, because we really don't know what Vic is truly capable of. Not just that, I think his armor is going to upgrade. Like, he is going to change ultimately before, you know, we get to the whole Titan situation. I'm just really curious to see if he's going to end up on Titans. I think that would be actually really dope if he is. And I think it's interesting that they're humanizing Vic progressively. Like, he is definitely the hero of the story. He definitely is the one that's like the do-gooder. But at the same time, he also is the person that's always getting in the way. He's always a person that is blindsiding everybody because of his, you know, self-righteous indignation about everything. So, it makes for some really good character moments and character development. Even when, like, Robot Man, like, for real, Brendan Fraser is nailing this. I wish he would get a Golden Globe nomination, because between comedy and he's doing everything in ADR. I don't even think he's actually in the actual suit. So from that standpoint alone, like, he is doing his job. Like, it's actually so good. But this episode is just, this is insane, man. This show is crazy. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this review. I'll talk to you guys later on. Keep it loud. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Have a blessed one, guys. Peace.